There would be no St. Paddy's Day miracle for Arsenal as they crash out of the UEFA Champions League, leaving only one English team remaining, Manchester City, and I think they will need a St. Paddy's Day miracle to overcome Barcelona, but that's a different subject. They even won 2-0. Arsenal a late run to try and grab that vital third goal, but they would crash out. Even though Olivier Giroud grabbed his 7th goal in 8 games, it was not enough for the London team. So I want to talk to you a little bit about the away goal rule. Monaco won 3-1 in London, so that tiebreaker rule meant that they would go through as they scored 3 goals. Arsenal only scored 2, despite both of them being 3-3 on aggregate. And Arsenal, to be honest, I mean, I just think they lack creativity to start with. You know that Monaco are a stonewall defensive team, and they backtracked and allowed Arsenal to come at them, but they needed more creative pressure. I felt like Ozil and Cazorla really let the team down today. I feel like they should have stepped up to the occasion. This is why, as I tweeted out, Mesut Ozil comes under a lot of scrutiny for Arsenal. A lot of his crosses were pathetic. They never beat the first man. It's shocking for a professional football player with a World Cup winning accolade and the magnitude that he performs at on certain occasions to not beat the first man in a cross ball. It's why a lot of their attacks came right back in their face, because they couldn't get the ball in behind. And what happened when they did? Olivier Giroud got the first goal. The ball was played on over the top, a direct pass, great ball in behind. Olivier Giroud's first effort was saved, and then he put his second one into the top corner, and Arsenal started to grow in confidence. But then they had this weird 20-minute period into the second half where Monaco completely neutralised their attacks. They had nothing, literally no shots and goal, nothing, and that was allowed them enough for Monaco to just kind of grow in confidence, be strong at the back. Arsenal just lacked motivation at that point, and I couldn't see a way back. Then Arsenal made some substitutions, and they were the wrong substitutions straight away for me. Aaron Ramsey coming on is a good substitution, coming on for Coquelin. I probably would have took off Cazorla or Ozil at that point, and put Ramsey up and allow Coquelin to sit back and keep Welbeck on and bring on Theo Walcott. Because why would you take off Welbeck, who was performing well as striker, and bring on Theo Walcott, who would play wide? Play them together. Play 4 or 5 up top. You're going out of the Champions League. What have you got to lose? Arsene Wenger is far too conservative when he makes his substitutions. Then he takes off Monreal and brings on Gibbs. This shows, one, the lack of depth in the bench. With Oxlade-Chamberlain out, they don't have any real spark to come on, because Alexis Sanchez already on the field, Giroud already on the field, Ozil, Cazorla. They brought on Walcott, and it just he added some life. He added some pace. And if they kept on Welbeck, I think they would have had more attacking threat, but they didn't. They bring on Ramsey, who, to be fair, grabbed the goal. It was an awful error from Monaco, to be honest. It was Kurzawa, the defender, number 3 at the back, who tried to clear it so cutely. He passed it right into Ramsey's feet. It was a gift, and that's all Arsenal needed, was a gift. They lifted in confidence, but then what happened again? They start rallying. What do they do? Long balls into the box. I understand some direct passes in behind to Giroud are effective, but you have never been a long ball team. You have one guy who's strong enough to win the ball in there. They put Mertesacker up there, who I must say didn't have a bad game. That's the only thing you can take from this game, is that Mertesacker was not too bad. But they launch it up, and they don't know how to win long balls in. They don't know how to win flicks, so they're just basically peeing up against the wall in the wind. Nothing else was happening. They were just getting hit back. Monaco were just like, all right, we'll clear this, no problem. And then they had a header that Giroud headed straight into the keeper's hands, and I was like, okay, that could have been a chance. But why are you panicking with 10-15 minutes to go? Why are you launching it into the box? Why are you giving it to Ozil, who hasn't beat one man with his cross at the full game? Get it up wider, try and get deeper and drill it across on the ground and try and beat Monaco at their own game, which is just not hitting it straight into them. You're just playing into their hands, and Monaco go through, and I was a little surprised at them. I didn't think they would concede 2 goals. I think I said I thought they would have went through, but they conceded some stupid goals from just a lack of concentration. But they go through to the next round. I did say early on that they would be a team to watch out for, so I will say that I told you so. They were not a team to take lightly. Arsenal pay the consequence for taking them lightly at home, and now Monaco go through to the next round. Still awaiting the result of the Leverkusen game. Stay tuned for that, and also bringing you plenty more Champions League coverage here on TYT Sports.